All right, let's dive in. Today, we're all about Hermione Granger.
Hermione.
But we're going deeper than just brightest witch.
Yeah, yeah.
We've got this awesome character analysis, really digs into what makes her so complex.
I think one thing that always gets me about Hermione is that she's Muggle-born.
Right.
That's got to shape how she sees, like, the whole wizarding world.
Totally. It's like she's almost got one foot in each world, doesn't she?
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. That outsider thing, it really fuels a lot of her drive. I mean, she's always proving herself in
Yeah.
a world that's kind of like, you don't really belong.
And that makes her bravery even more amazing. You know, she could just shy away.
Yeah, yeah. Think about it. First book, a troll.
Oh, yeah.
Most 11-year-olds new to magic, they'd freak out. But Hermione, she charges in.
She doesn't even hesitate.
No. She's
Oh.
facing magical danger, AND, like social prejudice all at once.
You know, it's almost like that double whammy makes her tougher.
Yeah.
It's more than just Gryffindor bravery.
Right.
It's like this inner strength because she knows she has to fight harder to belong.
Yeah. And I think that's part of what pushes her to be so good academically.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, master every spell, learn everything she can.
So brave, brilliant. That's classic Hermione, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But the analysis also talks about how fiercely loyal she is, like making huge sacrifices for her friends.
Modifying her parents' memories to keep them safe during the war. That's, I mean,
Heartbreaking.
most people couldn't even imagine that level of loyalty.
Seriously, that scene every time gets me. But it really shows what she's about, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's not just rules or good grades. It's this deep commitment to the people she loves.
And that commitment makes her friendships, especially with Ron, so interesting. You've got this clash, logic versus emotion.
Oh, for sure. Talk about a roller coaster. Sometimes it's like they're speaking different languages.
Right. She's all reason, planning. He's more gut feeling, impulsive. But the cool thing is they learn from that difference. It starts with friction, then it becomes respect, this bond that can survive anything.
Yeah. That shows us sometimes the best friendships, they come from those clashes, those different viewpoints.
Absolutely. And then there's Harry, right? She's often the voice of reason for him, too.
Oh, yeah.
Grounding his impulsiveness, making him think things through.
They really balance each other out. I wonder if they could have done half of what they did without each other.
I doubt it.
Speaking of challenging norms, we got to talk about SPEW.
Oh, yeah. Hermione's passion project, house elf rights.
On one hand, you see her sense of justice.
Right.
Willing to fight for what she believes in, even if it's not popular.
Classic Hermione move. She spots injustice. She can't just sit there.
Nope.
And it's deeper than just being nice to house elves, right? It's about the whole system she sees as wrong.
But then there's this kind of stubborn side too, isn't there?
Yeah.
Like she's so sure she's right, she doesn't always get other perspectives, even the house elves themselves.
Yeah, it definitely shows even our heroes have flaws, right?
Yeah.
Learning to really understand other views, that's lifelong.
It is. But we're going to dig into those key moments that shape Hermione right after we come back.
Sounds good.
All right, so we know Hermione's this mix of brave, brilliant, loyal. But how does that, develop?
Yeah.
The analysis points out some big moments for her, so let's get into those.
Well, her first year at Hogwarts, that's huge. At first, she's all about the books, proving she's smart.
Right.
But then that troll, it forces her to, pick friendship over rules.
Makes you realize knowing the right spell doesn't matter if you've got no one to celebrate with, huh?
Exactly. And that's when her bond with Harry and Ron really solidifies.
They start clicking as a team.
Right. They
Yeah.
each bring something different. Hermione's quick thinking, Harry's courage, Ron's got that instinct.
It's like they complete each other, like pieces of a puzzle or something.
Now, jump ahead to Prisoner of Azkaban. Hermione's dealing with stuff that's super complex, mentally 80, ethically.
The time turner.
Bingo.
That whole thing, it's mind-bending. The analysis even talks about how she not only masters this crazy magic, but also, the paradoxes, the what-ifs of time travel.
It's heavy stuff. Think about it. She's juggling 2 timelines. Schoolwork, Andy saving Sirius, and Buckbeak.
It's like she's playing 3D chess while everyone else is doing checkers.
Seriously.
Yeah.
That shows incredible mental discipline and that commitment to justice, unwavering.
Makes you wonder if she ever feels like a normal teenager.
Right. But then Order of the Phoenix hits, bam, she's a leader.
Dumbledore's army, that was her baby all the way.
Yep, no proper defense lessons, ministry trying to control everything. She's like, nope, we're doing this, organizes everyone, the whole shebang.
And the guts it took. Standing up to Umbridge, that whole ministry mess, she was practically a revolutionary.
It's a big shift. She's not just following rules anymore and not looking for approval. She's challenging what's wrong no matter what.
It's like she goes from rule follower to, like, this is what's right and I'm doing it. Then, of course, we get to Deathly Hallows. Things get real.
Danger, loss, Hermione's brains, her planning, they become essential.
Keeps the trio on track.
Absolutely. Researching Horcruxes, figuring out clues, the whole plan to take down Voldemort. That's her.
While her world's falling apart, she's the one holding it together for them.
That emotional weight, but she never gives up, never doubts the cause. That moment with her parents, erasing herself from their memories.
Oh, my heart.
The ultimate sacrifice, right? Driven by love, understanding what's truly at stake.
It makes me think about how her idea of love itself has grown throughout the books.
Absolutely. It's not just romantic love, though we see that too. It's love for friends, family, this bigger purpose.
Like, she shows us love in all its forms can push you to do incredible things. And speaking of incredible, we got to talk about how Hermione shatters those gender stereotypes.
Oh, yeah. She rewrites the whole female character thing in fantasy. Smart, strong, leader. Those aren't just for guys.
No damsel in distress.
Yeah.
Not defined by how she looks. Definitely not a sidekick. She's a powerhouse. Knowledge is her weapon.
And that makes her such a strong role model.
Yeah.
Shows girls, women, you can be smart, brave, ambitious, caring, the whole package.
Be a bookworm, maybe a badass. That's Hermione. And that message goes way beyond Harry Potter, right?
Totally. It's like, embrace what makes you strong. Don't let anyone put you in a box. So we see her journey. Bookish outsider to brave leader, loyal friend, fighting for what's right. But what's the bigger takeaway? What do we learn from all this?
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack here.
Hermione's story, it shows how powerful knowledge is, how important it is to think for yourself, and how empathy, compassion, they can really change things.
Okay, let's break that down, because there's a lot there. Hermione's always buried in a book, right? Like, absorbing info nonstop.
Totally.
But it's more than just, like, memorizing spells. It's about understanding the how, the why.
Yeah, the meaning behind it all. That's where the critical thinking kicks in.
Critical thinking.
She doesn't just accept things, questions, analyzes, connects the dots.
Which is huge EE, not just in the wizarding world, but for us, too.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, we're flooded with information constantly. Got to be able to sift through it all.
Figure out what's real, what matters.
Exactly. Like, think about SPEW, right?
Yeah.
Maybe her way of doing it wasn't perfect, but her intentions were good.
Oh, for sure.
She saw how the house elves were treated. She had to do something.
It wasn't about blindly following rules. It was about, like, this is wrong, I gotta fix it.
And that takes guts.
Yeah.
But it also takes empathy, right?
Big time.
Seeing things from other perspectives, even if they're different from yours.
Knowing everyone's got their own story, their own struggles.
It makes you wonder, what would Hermione be like in our world today?
What would she do, right?
All the stuff we deal with. Climate change, inequality, the political craziness.
I bet she'd be out there making a difference somehow.
Leading some global movement, using her smarts and passion to get people on board.
But not just big, sweeping stuff, right? She'd be in the trenches, too.
Oh, absolutely.
Organizing local things, helping out, supporting people directly.
Because she's not just about the big picture. She cares about individuals, too.
That's what makes her feel so real, so relatable.
She shows us you can be smart, ain't he kind, strategic, ain't he have a heart.
You can fight for big causes and still be there for the people you care about.
That's Hermione's legacy, right?
Yeah.
Inspiring us to use our knowledge for good, to fight for what we believe in, and never stop learning.
Never stop growing. So as we wrap up, here's something to think about. If Hermione were here, what cause would she be fighting for?
Ooh, good question.
Share your thoughts with us. Use the hashtag Hermione today. Let's keep this conversation going. Maybe find a bit of that Hermione magic in ourselves.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into Hermione Granger. Until next time, keep exploring, keep asking questions.
And keep the magic of learning alive.